You can wake up tomorrow or today and say, you know what, I own this, I'm going to do it. It is possible, people are already doing it, and I am now one of them. I'm going to live as long as I possibly can, and I'm going to feel good for longer than anyone expects. And when that is how you live your life, it changes the way you treat the world around you. You're nicer to the people around you because you might meet them 50 years from now. You're not gonna throw the plastic in the trash. You're gonna recycle it because you don't want to eat it in a fish 20 years from now. You actually have a long-term view of everything around you, and it makes you a better person. Hey, I'm Dave Asprey, founder of Bulletproof, New York Times best-selling author of a book about how to live to at least 180 called Superhuman, and lover of coffee.
Dave Asprey is famous for his efforts to hack his health and extend his life. When he finds something that works for him, he shares it with the world. That's why he launched Upgrade Labs and the latest bulletproof product.
I've spent more than $100,000 over the last 20 years on probiotics for my own use and trying to fix my gut. I used to weigh 300 pounds. And a lot of times they just don't work. And it's because you can take them, but there's nowhere for them to stick. They can't do anything because they don't have what they need to eat. It turns out that you can shift the bacteria in your gut just by feeding them the good stuff. So Bulletproof Inner Fuel is a mix of 3 different plant-based prebiotic fibers.
But Asprey has more than present-day health in mind.
The reason you want more strains of bacteria in your gut is that, according to a new study that just came out, the number of different species of bacteria in your gut will predict how old you are within 4 years. As you age, you lose species in your gut and they shift. I wrote about this in my new book called Superhuman. This is the science of what I'm doing to live to at least 180. And one of the big things we're only just now starting to understand is that, hey, manage the bacteria in your gut and you will actually stay younger.
Asprey says Superhuman is not an anti-aging book.
It's actually, heck yeah, I'm going to age because that's the accumulation of wisdom. It's not the accumulation of weakness. It's not the accumulation of scarring. It's not the accumulation of Alzheimer's disease and cardiovascular disease. It's the accumulation of awesomeness. So I'm not against aging. I totally want to age. I want to age way past 180. I would just like to look and feel like I do right now.
In Superhuman, Asprey shares the latest research and compiles insights from his guests on Bulletproof Radio.
And today, so many people who are older, they are so tired and their brains don't work and they're unhealthy. So right when they're supposed to be giving back, they're just not there all the way. They don't have what it takes to do it. Well, I'm here to fix that. It is entirely reasonable and possible to expect that when you're in your 80s, 90s, even 100s, that you move around under your own power, that you feel good, that your brain works, and that you can be a contributing, happy, healthy member of society.
Asprey thinks about health span first. He says many effective biohacking techniques don't cost a lot and are accessible to everyone, and fitness is crucial.
In fact, some of them are free, improving the quality of your sleep, improving the quality of your diet, which doesn't have to cost more. It just means making better decisions. Even very simple changes to your exercise routine. Like, wait, I didn't have to spend more. I didn't have to use more energy. I didn't have to eat kale. In fact, I think I like my life this way, and now my risk of these things went down, so I'm likely to have a greater health span, which is the amount of time I feel good. And once you get that down, then you start looking at lifespan. Let's say you're going to live 100 years. How important is exercise to you? Well, I would say it's even more important because one of the cheapest and most effective strategies for effective aging and even for making your brain work better is exercise. And what the science shows is you don't have to kill yourself every single day in the gym, but if you do not go consistently, you don't show up and move, that you will actually age more quickly. So it becomes less optional. The longer you want to live, the less optional exercise becomes.
Asprey says it's important to adopt a different mindset toward health, based on everything we know now that we didn't 20 years ago.
You can't cancel out a bad diet by working out more. But what you can do is you can amplify a good diet by exercising. And when you have that mindset, it totally changes the way you approach your exercise and your food. So abusing your body and saying, I'm gonna use technology in order to undo the damage from eating tons of junk food and not sleeping and all the bad things that we do sometimes, doesn't work. So you end up saying, well, I have a long-term view. I'm not going to burn out young. I'm going to live and continue providing value for decades and decades. How do I keep that up? It actually gives you patience, and it just makes you kinder to yourself, which is a very different perspective. So you could be nice to yourself in the gym, and when it's time to sit down and eat, you're gonna eat something that tastes good, but also gives you more than it takes away.
And if Asprey could tell everyone one thing, it would be this.
If I could whisper something in your ear, I would tell you this. If you look in the mirror and you say, I am enough, you're doing it wrong. You're way more than enough. You just don't know it.